part D.4, page navigation, programming navigation buttons. Because when we put those navigation buttons, those two buttons, they rely on the current page number. So we treat as dynamic buttons. Because for different page numbers, the behavior for those buttons could be different. All right, so in this video, I want to explain the important pieces for these two buttons. Then later, when you look at the code, a lot of lines. When you look at the code, then you can understand easily. All right, so let's start. Understand navigation button pieces. I explain piece by piece. All right, first, let's look at the shape. Here we use the bootstrap buttons. I explained the Facebook CSS package. Bootstrap, what's the bootstrap? I mentioned a little bit before. That's the, came from Facebook CSS, the main purpose to use this to put a, relatively well-designed styles on your web pages. All right, so here in this project, we use the CDN version. So you know the meaning, right? CDN version. Just the hyperlink, put in our page, JSP, so we can use it directly. All right, so here I use the shape like this. Because they already, so they design, so they use some icon, graphics, some simple graphics, put in the package. So we do not need to design our own graphics. If we want to use some commonly used icons, we can choose from their package directly. So here, these two. Navigation, previous page, next page, we use the, triangle icons. So this button, we navigate to previous page. This triangle direction, we click, we go to the next page. All right, so how to make this? Here, let me explain. First, the triangle, the graphics part. So, Bootstrap includes a graphics package from another company. So that's called Graphicon. That's from a different company. Graphicon, some special type of graphical icon. So here we can use those little icons directly. All right, so that's the name for the icons. Then for this particular left triangle, its name is this one. This is the name of that icon. All right, so then this span element just to give us the internal triangle graphics. That's it. No button. This span element, just that triangle graphics. Still not including the outside button part. Outside button, we need another button element. All right. Similarly, the right triangle, so just to change the name. So you get right triangle. These two graphics. All right. Next, we add a button. We add a button element also from the Bootstrap package. Here, the type button, and the class. in the Bootstrap package, the button, so they, use this kind of style, the rounded shape, external, that kind of round rectangle shape, that kind of style. These two classes gives that. So the default, because the button, they have several different styles. The default just transparent color. Then there are several other different colors for different purposes. So if you just if you want to study the Bootstrap, I recommend you go to the w3schools.com website, so you can study the beginners tutorials for Bootstrap. Very easy to learn. All right. So then we associate this button, the JavaScript function, load problems at page 0. Remember, I explained this JavaScript function in a previous video. 0 means previous, right? 0 direction number, parameter value. We go to the previous page. Similarly, if you want to go to the next page, we just change that value to 1. So that is the next page case. So, all right, pretty straightforward. So I do not need to display that button. That the right version button for this case. All right. So here, the button part. All right. Next, we need to, because when we show these two buttons, there is some special situation we need to consider. All right, so what kind of special situation? All right, 2 special cases. The first one is the first page. The second one is the last page. These 2 special cases. When we display the first page, do you still need the left triangle previous page button? You don't need it, right? Because we at the first page. There is no previous page for the first page, right? So here in this project, we use a simple way. If we are at the first page, then we do not display the previous button. So the user will not click something that does not work, right? We don't want to, put something useless component on the page. Similarly, when we are at the last page, we don't want to put next page button there, right? But sometimes some people can also put a button, some icon like that, represents you hit the end. Some people like to put a end button, and graphics symbol button, but there are some different ways. All right, so here, how to do that? So that's the dynamic part, right? Because sometimes we display a button, sometimes we do not display a button. So we need to use some logic to control it. There is a simple logic built there. So we need to write a code to make that logic happen. So next page, add button logic. The code, pretty simple. So here we use the JSTL, this package I introduced in the previous video. Here, we use it in a very simple feature. So look at this. C, JSTL core package. Remember, when we include it, we use the prefix C. C is the prefix. Then we can use the JSTL special tags to do some special tag-based processing. Here, we just use simple tag, if tag, C:\if tag. All right, C:\if tag. We want to check the current page number. When the current page number greater than 1, that means we are not at the first page. So we are at the second or later pages. So we should display the previous page button. So the condition, how do we check it? Use the test attribute. Its value, we need to do comparison. Here you can see we use the EL style expression, but we can do simple comparison like that. Current page CRTPG, that's the current page value we extract from the request scope, right? Yeah. Remember, in the servlet, we store this value in the request scope. Now, in the list math servlet, we store this piece of information there. Now, all right. Then we check if this value greater than 1, then we show the button. The button, we just derived from the previous page. And you can see JSTL C:\if tag only check one condition. No else part, like our usual if statement. We have if, else if, else, right? Things like that. But for the JSTL, if you use the C:\if tag, so that is the one condition case. But sometimes you may need to do multiple condition statement, right? Multiple condition statement. So this is a single condition statement. Single condition statement. If you want to do multiple conditions, you need to use another tag called C:\when. When, So if, when, so two different tags. So then you put a condition, all right? So when, first condition, C:\when, second condition, multiple conditions. The last one corresponds to our else case, otherwise. C:\otherwise. So C multiple when, but the last one C:, the else part, otherwise. So then that's the last case, the tag. All right? Here I just let you know the special property for this JSTL package. All right, so that's the previous button version. Similarly, for the next button version, similar logic. We just change the condition slightly. The current page number less than total page numbers, the total number of pages. That information we also store in our servlet in the request scope. When we do preparation, we store all the information pieces we need in that list math servlet. Piece 1, 2, 3, later you will see how many pieces we need. We did it in that servlet. So you don't need to worry about it. So they are available. We just retrieve and use. Here, the similar logic, we can do the next button. So that's all we need. That's all we need. All right? Yeah. But later, when I put on the pages, yeah, so let's look at the later. When I put into the pages, yeah, suppose this is the question list page, the main body part, the question list part, main body part. Yeah. So the previous next button, so I like to put this corner, previous next. But at the bottom, I want to put another copy there, for the convenience of our users. Because when the user look at the top part of the page, they can use the top two buttons. But when the users look at the bottom part of the page, they just use the bottom navigation buttons, right? They do not need to move back to top. We want to make them do routine work as fast as possible. All right, so here I give you the design and main coding explanation. Then in our last video, I will put things together, copy different code pieces, put it in the right place, then we test it. We complete the whole feature, whole page navigation feature.